underrated games. Some games that that a lot of people may not be paying attention to, but should be. And even the game last night that we were talking about before we started the show between Arkansas and Kansas. High scoring game, went to three overtimes, could have been four. So I mean, what's I want to get your thoughts on the game from last night between Arkansas and Kansas, and any other game you think that people should watch out for, including the games that come on today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Coach, I'm gonna come to you first.
I didn't see that one. However, what I would say is if you're looking for a good one, go watch the Michigan Wolverines dominate the playoffs against TCU. Okay. Now, I will tell you this. We are in for a long game. Because I mean, when you go back, I'm not even going back and looking at stats. I'm looking at who they played. I love my Michigan Wolverines, but this is a game we have to win. Because if you look at our record, we ain't playing nobody on the schedule. We barely had anybody but three game Michigan State, Ohio State, and I think maybe Wisconsin. We really didn't play big dogs
Penn State was
this
a good
year. Huh?
Penn State was a good one. I ain't going.
Yeah, Penn State. But when I looked at TCU schedule, man, it was they had some teams they played and whipped. So they didn't have a scrub schedule. They really had a decent schedule this year. And for one loss on that schedule, I was really impressed. I mean, you could really look at that schedule and say they could have came out 2-3 losses, really. But to come out of that schedule with one loss, I'm gonna be honest with you, I am actually scared for us to play against TCU. It's gonna be a dogfight. I really believe that. It might even be a low-scoring game into the third quarter where either one of the teams is gonna have to pretty much take off. But I think that might be. I want it to be Michigan. I want my soul to say Michigan. But TCU has played against a lot of good teams, and that really means something in college as it pertains to defense. Looking at what their schedule looked like, their defense was good against a lot of these teams for them to come out with 12 wins. And then I just look at our defense on Michigan's side. We didn't play teams that I can really say like, yeah, we put 50-something points on them. You better. That team's nobody to talk about. So I think it's going to be a good game, a good matchup, and I think either team that comes out with the win is going to benefit more going against if they have to play Georgia.
I think Ohio State was a good game for y'all too. I mean, y'all came
It was
against them,
but he said it. He said it.
So that's two good games. But it's
Carl.
I think it's ironic how I'm sorry to say this, but both of our teams are not in the bowl game, and they're both of their teams in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The top two seeds. So I think it's only right that I go to you, Tony, to see what game. How did you feel about the game last night if you watched it, and a game that you're looking at other than your game, of course, that might be interesting that people might not be paying attention to but should look at.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's number one thing over my shoulder here. It's kind of hurting. Hold on. All right. Hold on. All right. No. That game last night was awesome, dude. That was probably the game of probably the game of all games right now. I mean, the game last night with UNC and Oregon was pretty good, but this game was a game they were down. What was it? 38-13, I think it was.
Yeah.
They were down 38-13 and came back to tie the game. They got an onside kick. I have no clue. I don't know what the guy that was in the back doing an onside kick was thinking when he saw the ball bounce up near him and decided to look at it while the Kansas guy goes and grabs the ball. I have no clue what he was doing.
Cam Newton, huh?
He would have gone to the locker room right after that. He would have never gotten the game again. Go to the locker room, go shower, go watch it in the locker room, do whatever it is. You can't play anymore. But yeah, that was a great game. Now, one of the games that everybody's overlooking, in my opinion, just because of the teams, is probably the Cotton Bowl between Tulane and USC. Okay, and the reason why I'm saying Tulane's going to move the ball on them. Okay, Tulane's going to move the ball on them. They're like a mini Utah. So USC bet not come out there and think that they are just a pushover type team. That's a good game there. The Alamo Bowl is pretty good too. I mean, we have some pretty good games in there. But that's the if it's any game that I can think of right now, those two games right there. The Alamo Bowl between Texas and Washington is going to be a good game, and then that Cotton Bowl is going to be a really good game also. So those are games y'all should look out for. Of course,
I think Washington's going to come out in that game against Texas.
Of course,
I got that. I got Washington too.
Washington's going to win that game. Yeah, Washington. Well. That's because Bijan isn't playing.
And they back up not playing either. Roschon
Yeah,
Johnson.
and Roschon. They got all. And look, got to say this real quick. This opting out thing, man, is killing me, bro. Like, play. I get that you're trying to prepare for the NFL and do all something like that, but you got a team there. Your team is trying to win a bowl game, right? They need you. They depend on you all year long, and then you come in there and you opt out and stuff like that. Even in our game. Even in our game, you know, Ohio State's wide receiver has the opportunity to play. He was dealing with injuries all year, but he's healed up enough where he can play now. But he decided.
You talking about JSN?
Huh?
You talking about JSN?
I think it's his name, right?
Jackson Smith and Jigba. He playing?
Yeah. No, he opted out, but he can play. But he can't play. Now, just for all you Ohio State fans, I am very, very happy that the other receiver decided to run his mouth and talk trash, because that's the only thing, the best thing that our coach does, that Kirby Smart does, is uses other team sayings as motivation for other teams. They did it in the Alabama game last year when they came in and said that they were slow and out of shape and all this like that, and they came out there to prove a point. I'm telling you, they're going to prove a point against Ohio State.
I agree.
I've definitely been looking out for that game.
I'm hammering them -6.5.
Yeah, USC is only a 2-point favorite against Tulane, so they're expecting that to be a
They shouldn't be that
game.
Yeah, it opened at -1.5.
Yeah, I don't know why they're that. Is Caleb even going to be able to play well?
No idea.
I don't know. I don't know, because he didn't look good in that last game. He looked like he could barely walk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But just to give some quick stats on the Tulane's players there. So their quarterback threw for 25 touchdowns and 5 picks,
Michael
almost
Pratt.
3,000 yards.
Solid
But
guy.
their running back, 212 carries, almost 1,400 yards and 15 touchdowns. That's USC.
They were going to be able to move the ball.
Because
USC defense is real spotty.
real spotty. And Tulane, if you allow them to run the ball, it's going to be a long day for USC.
Yeah, USC defense need to get turnovers.
They play that defense that my coach used to call Mexican defense. You know, ole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they need turnovers. If that defense ain't getting turnovers, that defense is
ole. Right by me, coach.
that defense definitely need turnovers.
Carl, your thoughts?
All right, so I ain't gonna lie. So I was watching the game. You know, I think I can't remember what game was before that, but you know, it was in between the Oregon Carolina game and the game before that. So I was watching the game, and Arkansas was just moving the rock. It was easy. And I'm in this little betting group chat, and I was like, dang, I let y'all talk me out of Arkansas -2.5. Like I knew it was Arkansas this whole time. So I go to the Oregon game when it come on, and I'm just watching it though. Like I'm, keeping track of it, and I just see touchdown. Jalon Daniels throwing a touchdown. I'm like, hold on now. It's giving the game. So I'm watching, and all of a sudden it's tied 38-38. But that's not the play I want to talk about. Tony basically talked about everything in regulation. I want to talk about everything in OT. So Arkansas, boom, touchdown. Kansas, good plays, touchdown. We get to the second OT, and I believe Jalon Daniels fires it into either Lawrence Arnold or Mason Fairchild. I'm forgetting who scored the touchdown in the second OT. But you get to the 2-point conversion to send it to the third OT. And Jalon Daniels is short. But there's a targeting call on a Arkansas defender. Do I like the targeting call? Not really, because the QB changed the strike zone. He's trying to keep him out the end zone to win the game. I think you should let that slide. But player safety is bigger than a team winning, I guess. So, I don't like it, but it is what it is. You get to the third OT. Beautiful. I think that was the halfback wheel. Beautiful throw by KJ Jefferson. Now, Kansas, for some reason, decides to get cute and runs a reverse pass to the backup quarterback, Jason Bean, who I actually like, but he hasn't thrown all day. He hasn't been in the game. It's third OT. Third OT and on, for those who don't know, in college, is 2-point conversion plays for the rest of the year, thanks to that Michigan Penn State game a couple years ago, where they went to like 7 or 9 OTs.
Mm-hmm.
So 2-point plays the rest of the game. He throws the ball away out the back of the end zone when there's a tight end wide open. He doesn't. This is it. You throw this ball away, you throw the game away. It's no play after this. There's no live to fight another down. This is it. And he throws it out to the back of the end zone, throws it away, has the tight end in the back of the end zone wide open, misses him. Now, if that's Jalen Daniels on a regular play, pretty sure we're going to a 4th overtime. So the fact that Kansas got cute, they shot themselves in the foot, lost the game. But it was a really good game, really. Like you said, one of the games were all bowl weeks. One of the 2 bowl games besides the playoffs that I'm looking forward to, and y'all probably gonna laugh, is Iowa and Kentucky, because I want to see if any one of them can get to 20 points.
Mm-hmm.
And and the other game I'm interested in is Kansas State and Alabama, because I got Kansas State winning outright. I have Kansas State winning outright. I really like Kansas State. I've actually kind of been a fan of Kansas State since like Tyler Lockett and Jake Waters and Colin Klein and stuff like that. So I'm not really a fan, but I like support them. You feel me? Like if y'all watch a lot of college, it's 120 something schools. If you bound to have a school, like I hope they do well. I'm not a fan, but I hope they do well. Kansas State has been one of those schools for me for a while. I like the young guy. Well, he's not young, but I like the corner they got, Julius Brents. I think he's one of the best corners in college football. Will Howard made a huge leap from last year to this year, because I absolutely hated Will Howard last year with Skylar Thompson on the team. I think Will Thompson is the single reason why Kansas State didn't win the Big 12 last year. They should be back-to-back Big 12 champs if Skylar Thompson didn't get hurt. I absolutely love Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn is one of my favorite running backs in college football. Yeah, and I know the stats, like I said last time, the stats don't show it, but I actually like Malik Knowles as a wide receiver. So I actually have Kansas State winning this game. Who knows how long Bryce Young and Will Anderson are going to play? Yes, they're playing, but who knows they're going to play the whole game. If the games get out of hand early, do Nick Saban say, you know what, y'all worry about y'all football NFL future. Don't worry about this game. And let's not, like I said the last show, let's not forget, Bama lost to Oklahoma because it wasn't a BCS championship game a couple years ago, and Nick Saban just acted like he didn't care because it's not a national championship. Nick Saban's now older, so he probably really doesn't care that this is not a national championship now. He's down to like his last 5 years, if that, coaching college. Pretty sure he just won national championships or bust. So for those reasons, I got K-State in that game. But I think it'll be a good one. I think plus 6.5 is way too many points if you're a bet man. So those are my 2 underrated bowl games.
I think the only thing about Alabama is I understand the whole Bryce Young thing and him being prepared for the NFL, but I don't see Saban sitting him and saying prepare for the NFL. You remember Saban was one of the coaches who complained about players leaving early instead of staying. So I'm not sure if he's really going to be like Bryce Young. You know what? Go ahead, go prepare for the draft. I'm more so thinking he's going to make him play the whole game.
I'm just saying he might think that if it's like if it's getting out of hand early, like if you see the writing on the wall, like if it's like 28-7 early, which I don't think will happen, but it's football, anything happen. If it's like 28-7 early, I think he might be like, you know what, Bryce, don't even worry about it no more, bro. Like, let's get this back up. He's going to be our QB next year. Let's get him some experience.
Oh, I agree with that.
I can see that.
If that game gets out of hand, yeah, I agree with that.
And Saban seemed uninterested all year long. Like his demeanor on the sideline was like, even when they were winning, I'm talking even before they had their first loss, his demeanor on the sideline was like I see the handwriting on the wall. I see it getting ready to happen. So he just decided to do what he did. But I do think that well, Alabama don't have any receivers. I don't.
No, you're right. They don't have receivers. You're right. Like, 3 of them went in the portal. Yep, you are absolutely correct. And one of them got picked up. JoJo Earl got picked up. I forgot where already, but he got picked up.
And then they got the one guy for us last year. He was okay.
Jermaine Burton. Yeah,
he was okay with us. I mean, he did have that one catch and that one play in the national championship game helped us a little bit, but he can't catch the he wouldn't be able to catch a shadow if you threw it at him. So he's one of those type of guys. So anyway. I like that pick. I picked Kansas State too.
Yeah, I'm not sure who I'm picking in that game just yet. I'm probably gonna go with Kansas State just because Alabama has no receivers. Their defense hasn't looked good all year either. So,
Is Jahmyr Gibbs playing? I meant to ask that too.
I don't know. Yeah,
I didn't hear him say he's not going to play. So.
Yeah, me neither. But I was just questioning it.
Yeah, and then Will Anderson's not going to go 100% in there. He's not going to go 100% there. He's waiting for draft day and all. He's not going to do that. He's not going to play hard. Not going to risk injury.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.